That was a very wild winter. Wow. Cancellation of this show. We canceled 3. I was very happy that Amy took the spot.
Okay, shh, no talking.
Welcome to Iowa City Public Access TV and Channel 4, the Iowa City City Channel. We are here in Iowa City after a tough month of tough winter. And I'm so happy to be back in the studio, and I'm so delighted that our return to our place here and our home here is with Alexander Elementary School in Iowa City. Alexander Elementary School have a special place in our hearts. The leader of the school has been on this program maybe more than 10 years, maybe 15 years. Chris Gibson is here with her team. We are proud to have 3 very strong leaders of the Falcon leadership team or group in the school. So I will, before I introduce the assistant principal and the wonderful paraeducator that we are going to introduce to our viewers tonight, I would like to introduce Kamani on my right hand side here, followed by Kaylee, and then Corte. And the 3 are the 3 leaders of the student Falcon leadership group. In the back seat for our viewers, you see Chris Gibson behind Kamani, and Priscilla Kolp, the assistant principal of the Alexander Elementary, then Emily Bram Stecker, and Emily is again one of the stars, the new stars of our school district here, that we would like to keep her as long as we can. Chris, I would like you to start by telling us why you selected those 3 people to represent your school.
Well, we have been working really hard to improve the climate and culture of our building, and we've been doing that in a lot of different ways. But one of the ways we thought would be a fabulous way to involve students, and we wanted to empower the leaders of the school to have a voice in our school with the rules, with positive celebrations, and we just knew we needed their input and their buy-in to make our school the best school it could be. So last spring, we had applications for this role, and we started the Falcon Student Leadership Team. And so students had to fill out an interview question, And then some of them had to interview with me as well. And so we have about 12 students in 5th and 6th grade that have been working since last summer. We started together. And we have been working to just show Falcon Focus, and I'll let them tell a little bit about what that is, and show that with our actions and our words and everywhere we are, whether it's in the school or in the community or at their home. And that's what we said from the beginning. You are going to be the models of the school here and in the community.
Chris, if you allow me to call you Chris, because we have been friends for many years. Before I introduce the three stars of our show tonight, I'd like to, of course, tell you that we are so happy that you have two new additions this year to your team. Mm-hmm. And on your right-hand side is Priscilla Cole, the assistant principal. I would like you to introduce yourself to our viewers tonight in the Iowa City Community School District, as well as the surroundings area, as well as all the millions that are going to watch this show, or they are watching this show right now on YouTube, because I think we go live, right? Live streaming here. So, Priscilla, the floor is yours, and who you are and how did you end up in Alexander Elementary?
Well, thank you. No pressure at all.
No.
This is my 3rd year in the Iowa City Community School District. I was at Lucas Elementary and Hills Elementary prior to coming to Alexander. I'm born and raised in Iowa from Waterloo. Have been teaching approximately 18 years. So I wanted a new change. And so my older sister, who lives in North Liberty, said, why don't you come to Iowa City and look into Iowa City? And I thought, okay. So I did. I liked what I saw. I attended school here. So it was kind of coming full circle. And Alexander felt like home. All of the schools and my experiences in schools have contained a lot of similar demographics, student demographics. 90+% FRL, free reduced lunch, a large percentage of African American students, a large percentage of diverse students. So coming to Alexander was very comforting, and again, just a new home. So, and I'm very, very glad to be there.
Welcome to to Alexander, because you have been already in the district for quite some time, and every time we see a lady that's in the leadership position, we feel so proud that our district has succeeded to give women the right for things that have always been denied. Mm-hmm. Women have been always in the classroom teaching. Seldom you find them in the leadership positions, because it was completely occupied by people that look like me, not necessarily look like me, but from the same gender. So that's an achievement. Every time we see a woman in the leadership, we feel proud of this. I think this is one of the most remarkable achievement of this administration, of this district, that they give the chance to women to step up to the leadership position.
I totally agree with not only being a woman, but the intersectionality of being an African American woman in a position of power. I don't like to say power, but in a position of authority. Yes, it's challenging yet welcoming.
Priscilla, on your right-hand side is Emily. Emily, tell me why Miss Gibson and I thought about you as a guest tonight.
Well, I can't comment exactly why, but I really love working at Alexander. It's been a great experience. I come from a different background. I worked with children at UIHC for a long time.
For our viewers' sake, maybe because we use a lot of jargons in education, you know, explain this to what's USD.
UIHC is the hospital here. So I worked
Okay.
with children on the inpatient child psych unit for about 2 years. And I loved what I did, but I knew it was time for a change. And my friend who works on Circle School, which is the inpatient school, who's a teacher, said, I think you should be a teacher. So I went to pursue my master's degree, and then I looked for jobs in the school district, and I found my job at Alexander. And I've been working there ever since for about a year, I'd say, and it's been really wonderful. I love working with Chris. And I've only known Priscilla for a short time, but it's been really great to work with.
Well, you said you began your answer to my question by saying, I don't know why, but I will tell you why, because I've been watching you, as a matter of fact, how successful you were with the kids and the interaction. Not only just playing with games, but the way they relate to you was very important, you know. And it was very good that we met, maybe not in an education, we met just through friends, and you were talking very highly of the school and of the leadership of the school, and especially Gibson and Hardstyle and all that. And I know that you are a graduate student, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are doing your master's now?
Yep, in special education.
Special education. We're proud to have you and would like you, again, to be like the people who are on your left-hand side, you know, get to the leadership position one day. Now the real stars, Kamani, tell me your story. How did you become a leader?
Basically, I was in 4th grade at the time, and my teacher, Miss Carver, she said that I should sign up for it. I've never had a position like this.
Kamani, before you continue, I want you to speak louder so that this young man behind the glass door window can hear you. Because now you are talking to millions of people. Yeah, go ahead.
So I got this position. I was in 4th grade. My teacher, Miss Farber at the time, said that I should sign up. So I did, and I guess I'm here now. Being a leader is just not about having all the little secrets about the school. It's about leading others to success and not just worrying about yourself. Worrying about others so that they can get led to success and that you can pursue your dreams also.
Super, so impressive. Kelly, you go next.
So last year, my teacher, Miss Hester, she was telling everyone in the class to sign up for it, and everyone did. And then when we were doing it, I got picked, and that kind of leads to me right now. And being a leader doesn't always mean that you get all the authority over people, but it means that you have to cooperate and you have to show respect and responsibility wherever you go.
And do you have any story you can tell about a kid that you helped somehow? Any one of you. Corte, if you have a story to tell me, if you have seen a kid that you feel proud that you could help him or her.
Well, actually, I kind of feel like I have before, so me and him really didn't get along as much. Like, we would get in arguments and stuff at school. And then, my teacher, Miss Hester from last year, she kind of, like, walked us through it a lot, and I kind of realized, like, oh, there's really, like, something, like, he wants my attention, and so I just started, like, cooperating with him. So when he would argue with me, I would kind of, like, kill him with kindness, kind of. I'll be like, okay, thank you, and stuff. And it ended up working, and so me and him are pretty good friends now, actually. And he's kind of getting led in a better direction from where he was before I knew him.
So you turned this adversarial relationship into real good friendship, right?
Yes.
Back to you, Kamani. What do you like about Alexander Elementary?
This is the first school that I have ever felt comfortable at. At my old school, I never felt comfortable. I always felt like people was chosen instead of me. Like, I would never get chosen for anything. And this one kid, I'm not going to say his name, but this one kid, he will always get chosen, and he was always getting candy for things, and he was always being so bad, and it just made me mad. So I came to Alexander to have a better year at school, and now I'm learning more because I used to do bad at my old school in math, reading, writing, everything that it has to come down to. Alexander is just a better school, and I feel more comfortable at it. I feel like the teachers appreciate me more, and that I can have more responsibilities and things to tell them that are personal.
First, I want to thank you for not mentioning the name of the school and not mentioning the name of the people who were not so fair to you. But I just want to salute you for the fact that you are very impressive. And despite the fact that you haven't been treated fairly, you don't have bitterness, you don't have anything against them. You said, just I moved and now I'm in the school and I'm happy. And so let me ask you, do you feel that other people who are not receiving fair treatment, they should speak up about that, or they should stay silent?
I mean, I can't really talk to them and like talk for them, but I feel like they should say something about it because it's not going to get any better if you don't say something about it.
Exactly, and that's the role, the positive role that you were able to play, and impress me so much. I'm so moved by this presentation. Seriously, Katie.
So, before I even came to Alexander, I was bullied so much. But then when I finally came to Alexander, I thought things were going to be the same and I wouldn't be treated fairly. But when I actually came, I realized I had friends that already seemed to know me, and it just felt like that. So then my friends and I just, became friends, and then things were way different.
Corte.
I look at Alexandra as like a second home to me because like the teachers here are so like nice and understanding and stuff, and like my old school, it was not like that at all really. I kind of felt like what I would tell teachers would kind of just go in one ear and out the other. I noticed a lot of favoritism there, but like I learned to get over it because it's like, hey, maybe something wrong with that student at home, and that's why the teacher shows them that much attention. And so once I came to Alexander, I kind of felt like no matter what students had at home, we all get treated fairly there, and like we all get the same amount of opportunities, you get the same punishment for stuff, and I just see it as
some sort of equality, we can say, right?
yes.
And fairness.
And there's a lot of diversity and a lot of respect and stuff. A lot of mutual respect for people that I don't even know. Like there's just always some kind of connection either with teachers or students or whatever.
Emily, now you have your training in a very multicultural school, maybe the most in the district. You and Mark Twain, probably. Can you tell me how this is impacting? How does this affect your outlook at education and your thoughts about the future?
I really think, and this is going to sound cheesy, but we have so much to learn from our students, and our students teach each other so much every day. Like I see kids, just kind of working things out and figuring things out for themselves all the time, and they're always there for each other, wanting to be friends with everyone, and learn more about everyone, where they're coming from, where their culture comes from, their languages, and it's just so amazing every day. It makes it easy to do my job when the kids are as fabulous as they are. It's been really great to be at Alexander, especially because there are so many people coming from so many different backgrounds. I just value that a lot, of having experience there and having experience with those kids.
Well, I can attest that was really your true feeling when you talk about it to other people. who may not be in education even, and they learn about this, and that makes us so happy and so proud. Priscilla, what's the next step for these people? What do you think we have to do in order to make them really leaders for the future?
To ensure that opportunities are equitable across the board for all students and not just a select few students. Making sure that the education being provided is equitable. And just allowing our students to know that there is a whole world out there that they too can achieve, and that any and everything is possible.
Do you see future in Iowa City for a real equity in education?
I do. I do feel that there are equitable opportunities yet to be achieved in Iowa City. As with any school district, you are going to face hurdles, where hurdles are created to be overcome. So I do feel that Iowa City is moving in the right direction. Just the community itself is very diverse.
Especially when you are coming from Waterloo.
Yes.
That's really another challenging district, right?
It is, it is. And Iowa City has a lot more community involvement than Waterloo's district. So with that community voice, I do see vehicles moving in that direction that will achieve equity.
So you see the kids who are in the leadership position moving just from the school setting into outreach to the community, right?
Yep. And just life skills that our school leaders are accepting and being able to navigate through, whether it's getting along with people, being cooperative even with people they may not particularly like, but they're actually able to get along in the school so that they can achieve what they need to achieve, both academically and socially.
Mrs. Gibson, I would like you to cover other activities in the school that you'd like to highlight to our viewers, that you think it is important for them to know about it.
About Alexander?
Yes.
Well, we have a lot of extra clubs and special groups
Such as?
for the students to be involved in. We have a student council. We have after-school clubs that are basketball for boys and girls. We have knitting club. We have,
Art, maybe?
we're working on getting an art
Oh,
club.
good.
We've got a group of students that's working on getting that set up.
Oh, wonderful.
What am I forgetting, kids?
Maybe some sports?
Safety patrol,
Oh,
conflict managers,
You said basketball?
basketball. Those are some
Very good.
student-involved groups that are at our school right now. But our big goal is to keep students involved and excited and engaged at school, and we're trying to find opportunities for them to be involved and engaged after school hours as well. And so we partner with the neighborhood centers, and there's a church over on our side of town, Parkview, the east side of school, Faith Academy has some after-school activities, and the Kingdom Center. And so there's lots of different opportunities for students to be
Super.
connected after school as well. And Fifth Ward Saints.
Emily, when you look at your future, and you are preparing yourself very well, I wish everybody would be like you. You start as paraeducator, and then you become a teacher, because you are trying to get trained in all levels, right? And then you will get your master's. You will be having a chance easily to go to administration later. So looking at all this preparation that you, or the way that you paved for yourself and for your future, how are you I mean, I know that you go to classes, you write papers and essays and presentations, and in the meantime you are making living. How this challenge is going? How do you deal with all this?
I really think my work and my school complement each other a lot. I have to say, thanks to being at Alexander, I have learned, sorry teachers, but probably a lot more on the ground. I've learned a lot of technical things in grad school, but just a lot more of having to deal with, you know, those real life situations that come up. And
It's very different, the field experience from the theory, definitely,
oh yeah.
in the lectures. And that's why I said I wish all teachers would do this, because unfortunately some people just, after high school, they go to education, they graduate, they've never been to a classroom except for practicum for a couple of weeks. That doesn't really give any experience enough to deal with classroom discipline, management, and curriculum, and all that. We have 1 minute for Priscilla to tell us about the future of. Do I put a lot of limelight on you?
But no, not at all.
Okay. We can turn the light down. To tell us about the future of minority kids in our district.
In just a minute, huh? It's probably 50 seconds now.
Okay.
Just the experiences that I've had in knowing the system of public education. The big thing is just providing opportunities and making sure that those opportunities are fair to each and every student.
And
It may not
support.
look the same, but just assuring that those opportunities are available to meet students from whatever background they come from, whatever class they come from, whatever socioeconomic status they come from, assuring that opportunities are available.
And you said it all, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have to wrap it up, and I could have gone like 4 hours talking to the 6 of you. We are so proud of your achievements. We are so proud of the leadership of the future. So one of you is going to be maybe a president one day. You never know. And just keep going with full force, with hope. And that's how you make it. Never lose hope. Look every day in the mirror and say, I'm going to make it. I'm going to win. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next episode of Education Exchange. Thanks to John Kerhoff, our wonderful team here. We have producers helping us, camera people. Thanks to Mike Peterson, Sujet, Dr. G, everybody that honored us with being here tonight. Good night.
Nice job.
Good job, you guys. Golly. Set the bar high.
Too easy. It's too easy to have that on and start walking away.
That was so impressive. Those kids are amazing. Wow.
Good job. Great job.